Mike Devies, the head coach of Waterloo Vikings football program. Coach, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Hey, always a pleasure, guys. It's great to see you.
I know it's been too long.
It has. I appreciate everything you guys do.
How are you doing, Coach? A little jet lag still after your trip back? How are you feeling?
Well, yeah, I'm not quite a California guy. We did find that out. I came home and cut wood for 3 days. I was much more at home there.
Well, Coach, we do know you're an Atwater guy, though, for sure. And we know there's some great athletes that are over there at Waterloo. Why don't we just start with what some of the guys you're expecting to have a big influence on the team this year and who you think are going to be big production leaders for your guys?
You know, we're pretty excited. We got everybody up front back, which is always big. Anytime you're talking football, you know, this is year 32 for me. And you know, I coach the offensive line, so I'm pretty excited about that. I'm a run-first guy, and I think that's where the foundation starts is up front. So we're pretty excited about that. You know, we've got a little bit of a – we don't call them quarterbacks. We call them tailbacks between Jaden Haken, a junior, and Chance Moore, a senior. Evan Kugler is a nice addition, a kid that's lived in the district, but he was going to St. Thomas, and he's come back to be with his classmates for his senior year. He'll be in the backfield, and Justin Fox and Edgar Polino at blocking back are both seniors. We're pretty excited.
You know, when we were looking at your schedule from last year before you came on, me and Ty realized real quick that there were a handful of games. You guys were a couple of plays away from getting that win and trying to put like a winning record on the season. When you look at last year and you kind of analyze it as a coach, what were some of the differences and what kind of things did you want to kind of take into this offseason and improve on from last year?
Well, you know, unfortunately, we've been battling a long tradition of, you know, losing. They've only had a handful of winning seasons, and since Waterloo's been founded in 1968, it's been a process. The kids are starting to buy into it a little bit. They believe in our numbers are up a little bit this year, and the weight room attendance has been better in the summer. So, you know, we got to develop some toughness. We weren't able to finish some games, like you said, that I thought could have catapulted us over the top. So this summer we've been really trying to build toughness and work on that aspect of the game.
You look at this team, though. I mean, like you said, you're getting a lot of guys returning on this team this season. And what's saying that there's a lot of teams inside your conference that has lost a little bit. Springfield being notably. Obviously, we know Springfield's still a good program, but they've lost Bo Bruncart. Do you see this as the most open the conference has been in the recent years? And do you think, in your opinion, what would it take for Waterloo to grab a piece of that conference crown this year?
Well, you know, again, we got to finish. Sean Guerrero, he's always going to have a great team. And Danny Williams, you know, I have the utmost respect for him. He fields great teams every year. His kids play with class. They're physical. Those are going to be the top dogs, you know, and with Western Reserve, they're always going to be in the hunt. The top half of our tier is just solid, and it's the rest of us trying to scratch and claw and find a way. But I think you're right. I mean, I think, you know, I don't think 7 schools were too upset about Bo Brungard graduating. Although after we played him in basketball, I did go up and shake his hand because, you know, it's been a joy to watch that kid play for 4 years.
I think
he plays football the right way.
I think they all went to his graduation party.
they were all.
We took up a collection.
All right. So when you look at you know, this off season and now you're in the August, practices officially begin. You had a couple weeks before the season starts. What kind of things are you focused on in this month of August to really key in on to get your boys ready for week 1?
You know, my offensive coordinator, Nate Peters, and my defensive coordinator, Jeff Sharkey, they've done a great job of simplifying and still making our things complex so that it's easy for our kids to understand. We got a little wrinkle with the single wing this year. We're going to be able to spread out and do some different things, which we're excited about. And, you know, it doesn't change a whole lot of our dynamics. You know, like I said, you know me, I'm a run-first guy, and you know, last year we had a lot of 9-minute drives, which, you know, a guy like me, that just, you know, you sleep well at night. Even if you don't score, if you're holding the ball for 9 minutes, the other team doesn't have a chance to score. So we've done that, and then we're going to switch to a 3-4 on defense, and it allows us to do some different things and be a little bit more flexible with some of the spread teams and maybe load the box up a little bit against some of the run heavy teams.
This is going to be an interesting schedule, like you said, too. Non-conference wise, you guys open up with United. And before we get into any other questions, I guess the next one is too. What are we expecting from United too? I mean, Coach Ogilvy's kind of in the same boat as you, athletic director and a football coach, the man of many hats.
Oh, Coach Ogilvy's a stud, man. He's got some nice kids down there. We've been able to get a little bit of scouting on them. They're legit. I mean, he does a great job. His kids are always going to play physical. They play pretty fast, which you love to see. He teaches things the right way down there. That's going to be a tough opener for us, for sure.
When you look at, being the athletic director, being the football coach, obviously there's going to be a lot on your plate this fall, but you have a great support system there at Waterloo that helps take a couple of things off your plate during the fall when you're coaching football. Talk about the athletic director's staff and, what it means to you that you have people behind you and you can do both and you're able to do both.
Yeah, we took a big hit this year because Robin Ferguson got a job at Field. But Coach Kevin Longenecker, our girls basketball coach, stepped into that role. That guy's been a godsend. He's taken a lot of stuff off my plate this summer, especially the stuff with the computer. You're lucky you got me on here today. I'm a technological moron. So he's taken over a lot of those roles, and he's really kept me on track, which Robin did such a good job of in the past.
You look at the athletic director job too. I've been seeing all the posts on socials too. You guys get new bleachers, a lot of renovations happening to the football field. Exciting times in Waterloo too. How excited are you from the athletic director's standpoint just to see these improvements happening for the kids and just the improvements all around for sports?
Oh, it's absolutely unbelievable. A big shout out to the Twitchell and the Robinson family and Lee Horning. They've been up there about every night trying to get everything, tidied up and ready to go for August 19th. The electric's in the press box. We're getting ready to install the speakers for the sound system, and things are on track. So keep your fingers crossed.
That being said, I mean, give a shout out to the Waterloo community. What should they expect when they come into a Waterloo football game this year?
I'm telling you, it's awesome. The concession stand is immaculate. The Waterloo fans are going to be a little bit shocked because we actually have heat and, in the restrooms. So those cold October nights, might not be anybody in the stands. They may all be gathering in the bathrooms. They're not going to be used to that. It's a pretty first-class facility right now.
You can do the audio YSN in the bathroom. Let's go in there.
We'll set you up in there.
No, looking at this though, too, Coach. I mean, we obviously know you do your duties with the football coach, but also being the athletic director. What are some things you're excited about for the fall sports as a whole? Some other big fall sports. I know Anthony and I were talking Kara English with that girls soccer team. It's always a show to watch too. But from your perspective, what are the excitements surrounding fall sports in Waterloo?
The English girls are stud. And, the girls soccer program, they've got a lot of returners. We do have a new coach there, and we have a new coach with boys soccer. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Our volleyball numbers, Coach Franks, who I think the world of when she played here, was a phenomenal athlete. Her numbers have almost tripled. So we're excited to see where the volleyball team's going to go. I think there's some good things happening here. I think we got it turned around, and it could be an exciting fall. Hopefully we get some people out here to see these kids play.
Yeah, and you always get a lot of good crowds. The community of Waterloo supports all these athletes tremendously. When we go to Waterloo, we know these fans are going to get rowdy and they're going to get loud for their team.
Well, we appreciate everything you guys do to boost us up. You do a phenomenal job of covering us.
What makes the Waterloo community special and unique to any other community in the areas?
They care. And it's more about the kids first and foremost. That's one of our sayings around here. It's for the kids. Lee Horning can oftentimes get me to do a lot of things I don't want to do using that phrase. He's but that's what it's about. And in the big scheme of things, a lot of people lose that aspect. But here it's really centralized on the kids, and that's what we got into this gig for. And sometimes we forget that when you're striving for wins and losses and league titles, but it's about the kids and making a positive experience for them.
countless numbers of kids that come to you asking for advice too. But in saying that, I kind of want to flip that question on its head and ask you, what's some of the best advice you've received throughout your career, whether that be from a previous coach, parent, kid? What's some of the best advice that you've received that you kind of hold near and dear to you?
Well, and it's funny, when my kid was playing, and when he was a freshman, and he was quarterback on the JV team, and he was playing at Marlington, and we were getting beat pretty bad by a team who was older, and they were blitzing and throwing trick plays, and the competitor in me. I wasn't coaching at the time. I was just on the sidelines watching. During a timeout, I went out and it got a little heated. And the head coach then was Ed Miley, and I was coaching. I was the offensive coordinator for him, and he called me over and he goes, "Coach, it's different when it's your own kid," and it's right. And I tell parents that all the time, and I'm glad that they get fired up and they're trying to defend their kid. But in the big scheme of things, we're going to do what's best for all kids. And, I've held that near and dear to my heart for a lot of years. You got to do what's best for all kids. And, and that's somebody's kid that's out there, and they're going to fight for them. So when parents get passionate, I try to be understanding, because I was that guy. I mean, I get it. So, you just got to remember those things. That's somebody's kid, and they're going to fight tooth and nail for them. And I wouldn't expect anything less.
And Chris Ziegler has a question in the comments. We're going to get to it when we segue into your time to talk about your staff. But before we do, I want to ask, we talked about the new stadium and some of the renovations you have with that, but I'm seeing some really cool new helmet designs for Waterloo coming into the 22-22 season, and they look sharp. I mean,
we'll see. I put the prototype on there. It took forever. So we'll see how they look with game one.
It didn't come out. We didn't know where it is.
They might be all wrinkled up and look like an old turkey.
If they come out the way that you want, I mean, what will it mean to this program to have kind of a new look and let the kids kind of have that feel good, play good, look good mentality?
We got a good senior group. We got 11 seniors, and they're great leaders. And I kind of ran it by them a little bit, and got their input, and they seem to like it. I know some of the old timers are probably be a little bit fussy about it, but and again, you go back to that comment. It's about the kids, right? It's not about what I like, because I'm an old traditionalist. Ohio State never should have gone back from the silver helmets and the stripes and the Buckeyes on it, but it's not about what I want, right? It's about what the kids want and what they're going to feel comfortable playing with.
All right, this is the question from Chris Ziegler from the comments section, and it's, if you could pick anyone, past or present, to be on your staff, who would it be? And he says it can be anyone. So
Woody Hayes.
Woody Hayes. There it is.
No, I don't even have to think about that one. 3 yards in a cloud of dust, right?
That fits right into your identity, that's for sure.
And that guy's fire and a passion for the game and his loyalty to the Ohio fan base. I have a hard time going up north. When I was coaching at Marlington, we had a kid go play up there. I had to wait till he came down to Ohio State to watch him play. We had a lineman go to Michigan State, and I went up and watched him play, and it about killed me. I had a hard time spending any money up there.
I love it. Die hard through and through. Well, Coach, I know you're a busy man, and we don't want to take up too much of your time. So I do want to leave you, continue with that staff question, to just give you an opportunity to shout out some other big names in your staff and big names in that Waterloo football program that really make this thing go.
Nathan Peters and Jeff Sharkey, my offensive and defensive coordinator, have been godsends. I added John Foster onto my staff this year, who is our wrestling coach. He brings that edge and that little bit of toughness. And then helping with the offensive line and doing the defensive line is John Jarrett, who played for us, a few years back. So he brings a lot of youth, and he's a weight room guy, which I love. We got a pretty good mix of young and old, and some fire and some calm. So I think I'm pretty happy with the way this year's staff turned out.
Coach, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today and giving us a little bit of a preview of Waterloo football, what to look forward to, and also a preview into what your job kind of looks like as not just football coach, but the athletic director as well. We look forward to covering you all season. We know we'll talk to you again real soon as the year goes on.
Hey, if you run into my wife at the Austintown Giant Eagle, tell her I said hi, because I probably won't see her till April.
I'll make sure I stop by and let her know, Coach. Thank you so much.
Hey, thanks, guys. I appreciate you.